do I get my Mounjaro protein and my Zepbound protein for my Tirzepatide weight loss? 7 tips on today's episode we're going to talk about, and you can walk away with like, okay, I know I'm going to hit my Mounjaro protein and my Zepbound protein. Hi, sweet friends. I am Elizabeth. I am the Countess of Shopping. I am really excited to have a conversation today. Having lost over 82 pounds with Zepbound weight loss and Mounjaro weight loss, my blood panels are immaculate, honey, from taking Mounjaro and Zepbound. And on today's episode, after taking Mounjaro and Zepbound now for over 15 months, I want you to walk away encouraged of having some ideas of how do I get protein in, because we know protein matters so much for GLP-1 medications like Mounjaro, Zepbound, Wegovy, Ozempic, and then the compounds semaglutide and Tirzepatide. So what I want to first encourage you, tip number one is, what number do I even have to hit? How do I know what to hit? Well, friends, if you shoot at an empty target, that bullseye is not there, you need to get a bullseye. You need to hit at something so you can actually aim and hit the target. And so knowing what number to hit. For me, I hired out a dietitian, and she told me my almost 6 foot frame to have 100 to 120 grams of protein. And I grabbed my pearls, honey, when she said this, because I certainly was not hitting that number. I thought I was, but I wasn't. And realizing how much muscle mass happens with weight loss, and then also the satiety component of it, being satiated, of being full, that feeling of fullness that comes with eating a good chunk of protein. And then also, of course, for my blood sugars too, to keep those even Steven. And so knowing what numbers to hit was encouraged 100 to 120 grams of protein. I hit that number pretty much on day 6, day 7, and day 5, day 6, day 7 of my Mounjaro shot. I am not hitting that on day 1, day 2, sometimes 3 and 4, because of the Mounjaro appetite suppression and Zepbound suppression. And I am not trying to force feed myself. That is simply my personal opinion. Of course, take all of your healthcare questions to your own healthcare provider. This is simply my experience, strength, and hope. And so knowing what number to hit, 100 to 120 grams for me. Next, I did not realize I would have to track that then. I hate tracking. No, I don't hate anything. I detest tracking, truth be told. But I will do it to figure out if I'm in the area of where I need to be. Am I in the genre? Am I in the right genre? And so I use the Weight Watchers app to track. I'll link a discounted Weight Watchers app down below, a discount code, to track it. And I'll only track it for a couple days. So this is temporarily. I'm not tracking every day of my life. Some of you are trackers every day of your life. If that is you, my love, I applaud you. I am so happy for you. That is not me. But tracking it because a tracked number grows. That is how I figured out how I was only getting in half. Yes, half of the protein I was supposed to be doing. I thought I was hitting 100 to 120 grams of protein until I started tracking it. So if you are like, oh, I'm hitting it, track it and see, because maybe you're wrong, like I was. And then it took me a good month to start tracking on and off to get to the point of where I was hitting that on day 5, 6, and 7. Again, I'm not hitting that on day 1 and day 2. I'm not going to force feed myself. Other people may have different opinions on that. That seems completely counterintuitive to the appetite suppression in which I do have. And I'm not going to force that. So I'm going to do what my body tells me, which is I'm not hungry. So why force feed it? Tip number 3 is going to be finding proteins I love, because I'm making permanent lifestyle changes. And I would imagine if you're watching this video, you want permanent lifestyle changes too. Finding and testing, sampling and nibbling different things you love. And one of the things I absolutely love is Atkins. I love eating fresh fruits. I love eating fresh vegetables. I love eating fresh protein, but I live an on-the-go lifestyle as a mom who's going to soccer practice literally here in 15 minutes. And so getting protein in, this is the Atkins, this is one of my favorites, is the Atkins protein meal bars. This is what I had for lunch, was the peanut butter. So I'm not having it on the way to soccer, but I already had it. It's the peanut butter granola protein bar. It is so good. If you love peanut butter like I do, look at that. It's got peanut butter chunks in it. And the other thing we love in our household, you guys see we eat it once a week. If you follow me on Countess of Shopping Instagram, you know I make taco salads pretty much every week. I'm using my Atkins protein chips. Those also have it at a whopping 13 grams. They do also have Atkins cookies, and they're great. Our landscaping crew just came right as I started bragging about things I love. I also love seafood. so recently, Costco has beautiful ahi tuna. I've been cooking that and I made it into a delicious Asian wrap. It was so good. I've told you guys about these before. Shrimp, love that. Steak, love that, but in very, very small quantities. For me, I have to have more lean proteins. If I have like a ribeye, it'll make those Mounjaro side effects or Zepbound side effects a little bit too close for comfort. So I will stick out, and even chicken. I've gotten into eating more chicken in my air fryer, which has been really helpful. So finding things I love, sampling, trying new things. And along those lines, for having in more protein, it seems counterintuitive, but it really actually is true, is having bite size or smaller portions. What I use, and I've shown this a billion times, but I love it. I'll link it in the description link below, as is my Atkins link too, by the way. I've got a great Atkins link for you directly for those mouth-watering peanut butter granola bar. But using my chopper to chop my proteins. So to chop those veggies, of course, and fruit, and then I'll put in there egg or chicken or other little bite-sized things to make them bite-size, right? Those are bite-size. You can see the chopper, like bite-size, smaller. I used to eat big bites. Now I have small bites on small plates. I actually just ordered some new appetizer plates to be like my dinner plates on day 1 and day 2. I'll link those in the description link below for you as well. But having those smaller portions, I've made my bites smaller to correspond with those too, and that's been really, really helpful for my protein. It seems counterintuitive that I'm raising my protein, but it actually, I like it better to have these smaller bites instead of these monstrosity of big old chunks. Having the smaller bites has been very helpful. Tip number, where are we? Tip number 5 is pre-making things. So having my proteins, I'm busy just like you are. I just mentioned I'm going to my kids' soccer practice here in 14 minutes, but who's counting? Pre-making things and having them all set in the refrigerator, having my salads set up, having, we had tacos. I love tacos. Like, I love putting the Atkins chips with the taco salad. It's so good for that extra boost of protein. And so having those pre-made, like the taco meat pre-made, having in there my salads pre-made, like I just pre-assemble those. I will get my order, my grocery order gets delivered to my porch, and then from there I will just put everything right as I get it. If I don't get it right then, I'll do it that night or the next morning. So pre-making things, so I set myself up for success, has been super, super helpful to make sure this is long-term longevity and lifestyle changes, because Eli Lilly, the manufacturer of Mounjaro and Zepbound, tell us we need to make permanent lifestyle changes, right? With our food and with physical exercise on GLP-1s. Tip number 6 is changing out my proteins. I'm on Countess of Shopping Pinterest, and I love being on Pinterest to get new ideas to change out so I don't get stuck in the same rut of the same foods. I like changing out my foods, and we have our staples. Like tacos are pretty much every week. We love us some tacos here in the Countess of Shopping household. The Count and the Duke love tacos, as do I. So that's pretty much a staple, but we will change out, and I've been changing out different types of fish. Costco has been crazy with their fish recently, and so I've been trying a lot of different fish. I've been incorporating more seafood, again, that leaner protein. Again, things that I like, things that I would gravitate towards. Canned tuna, love it. We'll chop up some celery in there, adding a little bit of relish, trying these different recipes out so I can change out and not get sick of the same old food, right? Are you like me? Tell me in the comments, do you get stuck in a rut with your proteins? Changing those out is really, really helpful to keep it exciting, to keep it invigorating. It's like I'm dating the proteins, changing those out and having different food experiences that I probably wouldn't have. Salads, I've been making a ton of salads for that nutrient dense food, having those 2 cups of leafy green vegetables at least in a given day, having those high nutrients with them as well. And then with the salad, I'll pair it with a different type of protein, that canned tuna or some fresh fish or some taco meat or some, like the list goes on, right? Sometimes I just chop up deli meat and I'm like, that's a win, it's a chef salad, or chopped up eggs or whatever. So changing out things is really, really helpful for me. Next is number 7 is talking to my group. I have a free Mounjaro weight loss encouragement group, Zepbound weight loss, and Wegovy weight loss. All are welcome at that table as long as you're nice. And talking to the group, The group on a given day, today, 3 people just commented in like the last 2 hours about different dinner and lunch ideas. I love it. It's my favorite thing. I'm like, ooh, I never would have thought of some of these ideas had it not been for group members. A group member was the one that told me to make Thai chicken wraps. I've been doing it with shrimp though. They're rice paper, which is only 30 calories for a big old rice paper sheet. You just simply wet them, but you can put in there chicken or shrimp or whatever you wish, and then lettuce and julienne style carrots and some avocado, and then you can dip it in a little bit of sauce. It's so good. You can make them Asian. You can make that a bunch of different ways. The rice paper is really easy. You just wet it and it seals it together, kind of like a wonton wrapper, but not that thick because they're see-through. It's really good. And it's perfect for summer too, with like grilling season coming out. So I would never have gotten that idea if it hadn't been for my free group. All are welcome at that table, particularly if you are looking for encouragement, accountability, things like that. I would love it today if you found this video helpful. A couple of things. One, to run over to Atkins and go ahead and snag their peanut butter. Why is that not going? There we go. Peanut butter granola. Their peanut butter granola protein meal bar. Go snag one of those. And while you're there, I absolutely love their chips. The Duke told me to tell y'all his favorite is the barbecue, and we are out. And he's upset with me. Atkins, call me. I want some barbecue chips. They're so good. They're so good. The ranch are delicious too. Make sure you go ahead and check those out too. We do a special thing here at Countess of Shopping. Put down below today's emoji. It's going to be a sunshine. So put a sunshine down in the comments. That will let me know that you've made it this far in the video too. I will pray over you and or send you positive thoughts, whatever your belief system is. It's my way of getting to know you better and also helping to encourage you. I may not respond to each comment, but I do see each comment, and I definitely will pause and take a moment for you for each sunshine ball or sunshine rays that are down in the comments as well. Make sure you get my free Mounjaro weight loss success checklist listed down below and join my free Mounjaro group. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I'll see you next time, friends. Have a great day.